Hey guys, we're back. In case you didn't know, my name is Josh McCauley. I'm an online fitness and health coach, and I help those going through addiction. So, a sober coach as well. I have many resources linked throughout my profiles. If you want to know more about me, watch my YouTube videos. And yeah, I have a program that I work. So, if you are looking to get sober, if you are looking to clean up your diet and looking to get in shape, I'm the place for you. My program is very competitive. I don't accept just everybody. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a counselor. So if I feel that your needs need to be met by, someone professional in that realm, I'm not going to accept you to my program because that's not my place to, and I might not be able to help you. Or if I see that you're not willing to put in all the work that is required, I'm not just going to accept you. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the money for me. That's a bonus because eventually I'd like to do this full time. I enjoy it. I enjoy helping people. And, it does take a lot of time and I do a lot of work in the background. So that's why I do charge. But it's money back guaranteed. I invest so much time with you guys because I want to grow with you. I want to have a community of people that I can grow with. I had to cut off all my friends when I got sober. So, you guys are my friends. And if you join my program and really put in the work, we could be successful together. We could grow together. So I talk about a bunch of different things in my program, but one that I'm going to be talking about today is how to build sober relationships. Getting sober is a scary task at first. It seems massive. It seems like you got to lose everything. And, it is a big task, but you have to break it down into small, achievable things. So, I know I'm going to be sober today. Sometimes it just has to be an hour. I'm going to be sober for the next hour. I'm going to be sober for the next day. So break it down into portions like that. But when it comes to relationships and building new relationships, I had to cut everybody off. Um, a lot of my friends use, gamble, party. And, I was right in there with them. And when I go hang around people like that again, that is a massive trigger for me. And it's a dangerous situation. And to be quite honest, I don't ever want to be in a situation where I need to explain myself on why I'm sober. And, sometimes when people get drunk, they'll start asking me questions, they'll start bickering. And you know what? That really doesn't affect me. But I don't want to have to explain myself to anybody. I want to be sober because I want to be sober. And I need to be sober. So, with the relationships, getting sober, I distance myself, one, from family a little bit. My family's super supportive, but I had to distance myself. I distanced myself from all my friends initially. I distanced myself from pretty much everything. And I had to reevaluate and think about what I wanted. Because the first step, the first relationship you need to build when getting sober is with yourself. You have to understand yourself. You have to be okay with hanging out with yourself. And, I called it a lonely period for me right after I got out of rehab, but I really wasn't that lonely because I enjoy hanging out with myself. I enjoy self-love. And, it does get boring sometimes, but it's important to figure yourself out and understand who you are as a person. But, so first, find a relationship with yourself. Two, you need to write down what qualities you are looking for in a friend. And, you're sober now. So you may have different values than you did when you were using. Most of us, when we use, we weren't great people. I only cared about using. I was lying to my family. I was wasting money. I was just morally not who I truly was. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well. So figuring out what type of people you want in your life, because a huge thing that people deal with when getting sober is they go back into those same environments, those same people that they were hanging around before using. And no matter how long you've been sober, if you are not hanging around the right people, you will relapse. I was talking with a girl about a week ago. She was sober from this stuff for 16 years. Her husband came home with a bag of this stuff and asked if she wants a line. after knowing that she went to rehab for this. She relapsed, went on an absolute 3-week bender, got put on leave from her job, and is going to rehab. So this just reinforces how important it is who you surround yourself with and what relationships you build. It is everything. And, you know, my family is amazing, as I stated, and they're super supportive. They don't necessarily drink around me, but I had to break away from them for a little bit to understand myself and teach myself. Because when you are in relationships or in an environment your whole life, I grew up around alcohol, I grew up around arguing, and I grew up around the same mindset my parents had. And in order to grow, I had to go out on my own and do things that I wanted to do, not others' opinions on how I should spend my money, how I should save my money, how I should work. I had to figure that out for myself and teach myself. Because if you stay the same in the same relationships, you are going to follow the same patterns that you always have throughout your whole life. If you want to be different, if you want to be a millionaire, but your whole life you've been surrounded by people working average jobs, 9-to-5 jobs, making money, which is okay. But if you want to be a millionaire, you have to have a millionaire mindset, and you have to hang around successful people who are doing better than you. Because when you are the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And for so long, I surrounded myself with drunk partiers. You know, my friends, my frat star friends, but they were partiers. And I'd be talking about my dreams and they would put them down. They would say, I need to drink every weekend. It was important that I drink. So, second step is knowing what you want in a partner or a relationship, getting sober. 3, you need to go to places where people you want to be like or you'd like to have a relationship with are. I'm into fitness. Gym is my therapy. It always has been. So I go to the gym. I tried new things. I wanted to get in shape. I wanted to get lean. I went to CrossFit. There are a lot of successful people at CrossFit. And, you know, I did it for 2-3 months. It was great. I met some people. I got their numbers. We hung out. Great location to meet successful people. But there are so many different variations of things that you can go and do. If you are someone who doesn't like to work out and you really love bowling, join a bowling league. And yes, addicts, we're usually not comfortable with ourselves. We're usually not comfortable going out in public and making new friends. But it is so important that you do that because you might have a really good time at something that you never knew you would. Or if you like rock climbing, go rock climbing. You might bump into someone that you really jive with and you're on the same wavelength. And they might be sober too, who knows? And yeah, just things like that are super important to be successful in your sobriety. Who you are or who you hang around is who you are. And for the last year, I've been alone. I hang out with some of my frat buddies, but I go golfing with one. I run with one. I'll go out to lunch with one. But, you know, I keep it pretty brief. I work a lot. I don't have the goals that they do. If they want to go out every weekend, that is fine. Just because I can't drink doesn't mean they can't. But I don't want to be in that environment anymore. And, you know, another thing, 4, building relationships. Are you in a small town? I grew up in a very small town where alcohol was our fun. There's not much to do. We had one store. We had one dive bar that we don't go to. So we drink for fun. If you are trying to get sober and you are stuck in a small town with nothing to do and surrounded by the same people you always drank with, it is extremely hard for you to get sober. And I know it's hard to, you can't just get up and move your whole life. But if you have that slim chance that you could, what's holding you back from doing that? If you are just shy about moving, do it. Because if you live in a city, there is a world of sober people out there, and there is so many things to do sober. We are just trained as a society that alcohol is there for fun. Alcohol's in Super Bowl ads, alcohol's in every commercial. It is so normalized. But there were 29 million people suffer with alcohol disease in the United States alone. So, it's not something that you need to hide. So if you are living in a small town or an area where you constantly use, I recommend moving. I moved a new apartment. I'm in my own little realm over here. I can work from home. I can go into the office. I have options. I know some people don't. That's why I encourage you to go to AA, join a program like mine, where if you're struggling, call me. Like, hey, I'm really itching to use right now. What should I do? I'll walk you through it. Because there's going to be a lot of times you're craving. Cravings last 1 to 2 minutes. You might have multiple cravings throughout the day, but they only last a couple minutes. It's like, what are you going to do when you get those cravings? And in my program, I talk a lot about that. I talk about how to get over it. And whenever you're having a craving, call me. So I really wanted to talk about this because I think a lot of people are scared of getting sober because they'll lose all their relationships. Their brother's their plug, their wife uses, things like that you run into. And they are super challenging. Those are not easy things to move around. But there are resources to build your life up. So you can get around those. If you are around someone who uses, not a great situation, but if you have someone like me where you can call whenever, I don't care what time of day it is, I'll answer. And if you have the proper resources, like go to AA meeting, go to NA meeting, those are great because you're not alone and it's a reminder of who you are every single day. But if you guys enjoy this content, please give it a like, subscribe. We have been growing like crazy. We're at 200 subscribers. My Instagram's been going crazy and we've been so consistent. If you are timid and feel shy to reach out. Like, I'm always gonna be here with open arms. What you say to me stays between us. I get vulnerable on camera so you guys can trust me. And I hope you do. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much. And spread love, not hate. Let's get it, guys.